Hey folks, Dave from Nerdarchy, for Nerds, by Nerds, and we are going to play some 5th edition Dungeons and Dragons tonight with the Scarlet Sisterhood. And what are you guys, like 15th level now?
Yep.
Yeah, so we're getting close to the end, and I think if they survive, tonight, we're going to level up again. Because we got to get to 20th level, so we can start over from the beginning.
Oh, that'd be nice.
That will be much easier to kill.
There you go. So with that, I am going to hand over the recap to whichever one of you fine folk are doing the recap tonight, and then we'll go into introductions.
All right. So last one, theory confirmed, as a mysterious raven with a snowflake pattern, maybe a star on its head, delivered a message from Janine's father-in-law saying we have unfinished business and revealing that he was the one that sent those a-hole quicklings after us. Also, There's Trouble in Paradise is one of our favorite ships. What's the couple name for them? Denarian had a small spat with about Janine going back to the Feywild and big problems with his family and what that might mean for Fane or their children later. Her children, part of their lines, that whole firstborn thing. Meanwhile, back in the Emerald, in which Agnetha and Haley had been stuck, they witnessed the arrival of a giant beetle with a giant note. I swear they were normal sized when I put them in there, guys. Unfortunately, when I tried to pass them a joint, it didn't work. So we have a giant piece of paper, but no giant pipe weave. Anyway, Jurissa managed to pop them back out using this awesome casting circle that he drew on a rug for portability. Agnetha and Haley get spat out along with the couple of bugs that are still giant for some reason. And mind you, at this point, my connection is pretty spotty. I meant to pin down bringing the beetles to the Forest Guardian for safekeeping until we find a way to return them to their original size or keep them under some semblance of control. But they belong outside. They shouldn't be, in the Bardo. Deneen convinced me of this. Meanwhile, Jurissa promised to keep working on remagicking the gym so that we can use it as a Pokeball to catch a wild father-in-law and deliver him to the Winter Queen. Finally, we discussed what else we could do while waiting for the gym and to get finished. Waiting for the gym to get finished. Okay, wow, I can't read my own handwriting. And it's typed, so that's pretty bad. So we're going back to see Stanley and make sure he didn't die when Rylor exploded and let him know we didn't forget him during the 2 years we've been gone. Oops. So maybe we can get in through the sewers and not get slimed. To that end, we're on a boat.
On a boat, on a boat.
Never get on the boat. All right, let's jump into some introductions. Just who you ladies are and who you're playing tonight.
Hi everyone, my name is Samantha and I am playing Agnetha. She is a barbarian half-elf.
I am Megan R. Miller. I will be playing Kenna Hollythorn, halfling bard of valor.
Hey, I'm Jen from Pixel Scapes. I'm playing Deneen, a wood elf rogue cleric.
It's me, right? Okay. Hi, I'm Ellie from Beholder Gamer, and I am playing a cleric whose dedicated goddess is Quinthal, and my character's name is Haley Fallandane, and my goal is to find the purest of worshippers for my goddess.
Excellent. So with that, we left off with a lot of you getting onto the minstrel, I believe, was the plan. Anyway, I think it was the next day that was the plan. That's the rumor anyhow.
Mm-hmm. We're on a boat.
Boating north.
I think you guys are actually going south.
South?
We really need a map.
Yeah, it's really bad. Even us who've created the world are really confused at times. So.
Deneen has an excuse. She can barely read, much less maps. So yeah, she has no idea.
Yeah. So, but we have a reverse equator. So if you go north, you're heading towards the Arctic.
Okay.
Well, okay.
Two suns.
Huh.
It's weird magic science. That's how that works.
Since my trapped time in the gym, we left that city that I was just totally disemboweling to try to find that they were unworthy of Quinthal, and we've moved on. I take it.
Yes, except for I believe now the plan is to go back to that city. Although the city's been wrecked, so.
Great. Good.
Which city, Ryler?
Yeah.
Oh, Ryler's unworthy of pretty much everything. Except a return visit from us, apparently.
Stanley!
So do you want to recap why you're going back there? So.
Yeah.
Or Phil. Phil Halley in.
Tell her in character. Yeah.
Oh, yes. Okay, let's have this conversation. So we're sitting on this boat, and, like, I'm imagining us sitting, like around this stack of crates or something, and, like, passing around a joint, because that's what Agnetha and I do when we sit down for any period of time. But so Stanley, he's awesome. You're gonna love him. He knows a lot of stuff. He wears this awesome bowler hat. He's trapped under the city of Rylar.
And Janine, as she's talking, will cast a series of minor illusions to illustrate what we're talking about.
How nice.
He's very dapper with his bowler hat. He's got a big smile with way too many teeth. Yes.
It's probably worth noting that he's a beholder, but Kenna's not going to tell you that. It's probably just implicit in the illusion.
It's real obvious in the picture that he's a beholder.
So, like, the picture shows a beholder, but then there's someone with a top hat?
No, he's got the bowler hat on.
Oh my god, are you serious?
Yeah.
Yes.
Don't worry, he's still scary beyond all reason.
Okay.
He's not he's not. He's really nice. He's a really nice guy.
He was very reasonable. We ran into him. He was supposed to murder us, but we had a nice chat with him and made friends with him. And he was very negotiable.
Agnetha only is going back to this godforsaken place because she loves Kenna, and she will save her ass, I'm sure.
Rylar is there. It's not like there's people in Rylar anymore. So how could he possibly make it worse?
No one wants to be
It's
there.
all good. And I gave him a copy of the book I'm writing, which I've been writing for my kid, called The Adventures of Mommy and Friends. So I gave him a copy because he needed reading material. He was trapped.
We've also brought him lots of other books to read, but he's going to love you because you know so many things and he knows so many things, and you'll get along great, I promise.
He loves reading. He's very well educated. Maybe you could convert him to your religion.
I've never seen a beholder. I've never seen much outside of my city until I saw a forest creature that was annihilated, and then the next thing I know, I'm gone. So, I mean, everything's exciting to me. I didn't even get to say that was awesome before something more awesome happened to me.
Well, I've never met another one before. Rumor has it they're not particularly nice, but he seems perfectly reasonable to me.
Stanley's a good guy. And I promised I'd help him. He's stuck in some kind of weird mystic trap, and we don't know how to get him out of it, but I said I'd be working on it, and we haven't seen him in like 2 years.
Well, it sounds like he would be very interesting, because my goddess is the goddess of knowledge and secrets. So I think we could get along, especially if there's an interest there, an exchange of information. That would be exciting.
Yay.
We just need to emphasize to him it wasn't our fault we were gone for 2 years.
Oh,
We were stuck in the Feywild.
I'm sure he knows that Feywild nonsense is a thing. I'm sure that's really all we'll need to say. At least I hope that's all we'll need to say. I hope he's not mad.
Hey, or we come back and he's been super depressed and like cutting himself because you guys forgot about him. And then
I didn't forget about him, not for a second.
He's been stuck in there for like at least 1,000 years.
He's like, they betrayed me. They said they were going to come back and they never
So is he like a little crazy?
Yeah.
I mean,
okay.
No.
A lot of it crazy?
I've seen worse, and Denine's eyes kind of slide over to Agnetha.
When you finally get to him, he's going to have a Bane mask.
He's been trapped in this place for like 1,000 years. If we're lucky, he was already freed in the minor cataclysm that they had in Rylar. But hopefully 2 years is not really a big deal to him. Hopefully.
Mm-hmm.
All right. We hope.
I'm just really hoping that his little cavern down there is still there.
Well, unless he's freed from it. He's got...
There's always the chance.
He is super smart. Maybe he just doesn't, want to be there anymore. Maybe he moved.
But to that end, and then I proceed to reach into my bag and hand you a little tiny bowler hat.
Now we all
It's a show of solidarity.
For me?
Yes, I have a tiny bowler hat pinned to my fancy hats.
Can you put this on me? I'll wear it with my robes.
That's a good look. It's a good look.
Pin it into her hair.
So Kenna made them for everyone, isn't that what you did?
And I'm the only one that's
Probably not very well. I probably had them commissioned for everyone more. I'm not a hatter.
Does my owl get one too?
Yes.
How fancy.
But the question is it the size of the rest of them, or is it sized for the tiny for the owl?
It's sized tinier for the owl. They're all tiny.
Oh, he's so cute.
Excellent.
Now you guys really do seem like some kind of weird gang.
We are a gang, obviously. As far as Danine's concerned, this is the best gang she's ever been in.
Kenna, are you going to make me wear the hat?
No, but it would make me very happy if you did.
It might make us safer because it shows that you're affiliated with
that's true. Maybe
a powerful being in town.
Fine, but I'm going to tilt it to one side.
Oh, absolutely. You've got to be rakish about it.
Yeah. All right.
It's exactly it. You gotta make it your own.
Denine will also use her magic comb to style her hair into like braids that sort of come up to look like beholder eye stalks.
What do you think?
How does this? Looks pretty good, huh?
Are we gonna dress up for him?
That's what we did already. I mean, like we're good.
You gotta hit the town with style. Since no one's here to see us.
If this starts going into the slave Leia direction as the DM, I'm out.
Aw, it won't. We're not like that.
Agnes,
we're classy.
Even Rob would deny us.
So the minstrel makes a good time and moves at a good clip down the river. And the crew is in good spirits. They've had some time at shore. Gryphongaffe is a fairly quiet town, but there's a little bit of trouble for the sailors to get into. So they're able to find some R&R there, and it's a little bit safer than say someplace like Ryler or even Drellic. Not that anybody's really going to Ryler anymore. You haven't seen much of Kath. She's kind of been holed away when she's not helping with ship duties, but she's been spending a lot of the time with her wife.
I guarantee she has spent at least some of this time terrorizing Simon, however.
Absolutely. That's what I meant by ship duties.
Right.
Nice.
But in their own weird way, they're very fond of Simon. So the captain of the minstrel wants to know where you ladies want to put ashore.
I'm not sure. I mean, the docks are probably gone. I'm not sure where the shoreline even is anymore, considering what happened.
Can we swim? Can we swim from the boat?
So as you approach the city, it kind of almost looks like it looks like a volcano erupted in the center of it and just blasted out this like waxy substance all over it, and it's kind of slightly has a slight luminescence, green tinge to it with like veins of yellow running through it. And even at a distance, you can every once in a while you can see movement on the walls or on a building, things shambling around, and they look vaguely humanoid in shape, but they're very, very goopy looking.
Ew.
They look like they look like the goo guy from Herculoids.
I'm just gonna assume this goo is super bad news.
I'm gonna start putting the gear that we got on. Like we said, we were getting hazmat suits, or at least the medieval equipment. I'm gonna start getting dressed up now.
Great. Do I have a hazmat suit?
Yes.
Or did I miss that?
Yes.
We all do, yes.
We have like hip waders and
Hill's asshole, basically. And so you're going to need a hazmat suit.
Sweet.
We'll call it the Hell's ass suit.
There's still a place to clip your bowler hat, however.
Okay, great.
So
covered in whatever What color? Are they just like these just cloth? I'm trying to visualize.
Yeah, I imagine
It's
cotton
got-
leather.
Oiled leather for waterproofness, hip waders for sure.
Okay.
They're like leather slickers, kind of, is what I kind of envision.
So we do look like a gang.
Yeah.
Nothing wrong with that.
I mean, we're in Rylor. Win in Rylor.
It's
So-
right.
So you guys can either kind of take one of the small boats and take it to shore and approach the walls, or you could try and there is some places where you could probably access the sewers where they would run into the river, and if you wanted to try and go beneath, I mean, even every once in a while you'll see something take off from a building or from a perch on the wall, and even though it seems to be in the distance, like the other side of the city, it still kind of seems enormous, and every once in a while you hear a screeching sound, through the air.
Okay.
This is going to be interesting, Kenna. If the sewers may very well be full of this like waxy goo, but we could check, and if they're not, that might be the best way.
I agree. Those big bird things are really interesting, but I don't think I want to go up and talk to them.
So
We have enough monster friends in this city already, as far as I'm concerned. Like-
yeah, let's not go talking to anybody, please.
Yeah, like one is really plenty.
one of the things about the minstrel that's different than any of the other sailing vessels you've been on, there is a lot of like clockwork mechanisms on it. And that is part of like what Kath has been doing when she's not tormenting Simon or spending time with her wife. Is kind of, she hasn't been on the ship for a while, so she's kind of been overhauling things, and she's found some problems that she's very concerned with. So she's going to stay with the ship in order to make sure if you guys need to leave rapidly when you get back to the ship, it is ready to go.
Okay. Good. So basically keeping the motor running. Run!
Between her heavy armor and Arun, it's probably better that they don't sink in the muck.
She's gonna be your wheel woman.
Well, you guys have been here before, right? Ladies? You're
Well,
familiar-
sort of. We were here
So
before
where-
it died.
What's the safest way to get to where we need to go?
Well,
Or has it changed a lot?
I think we should at least check some of the old smuggling routes through the sewers. Deneen has been looking out of the city, and she says, I was wondering how I'd feel about seeing Ryler just utterly destroyed. This is my hometown, and I kind of don't care because I live in Gryphongaffe now, and Ryler was always a pit. I feel bad for any people that were trapped here, but otherwise, good riddance.
Yeah, every once in a while I see some kind of like, you see like a greenish, garish mist rising off of that substance.
Oh my goodness.
This is going to be interesting. So can we come ashore somewhere where there's not a lot of green goo, and then sort of make our way around, hopefully, to like a smuggler tunnel or something?
There would actually be outlets like into the water itself where you could probably try and tie the boat up to.
Okay, and we can see if there's goo flowing out of them.
Yes. So when you approach one of these, and you actually having the criminal background.
Oh yeah.
Oh no, you have urchin, right? You're an
I
urchin.
do, but
That's good.
it means I understand the flow of cities. And this seems flowier than usual.
So that there's actually one particular one of these chutes that was used for this purposes because the flow wasn't particularly great here, and it's wide enough for you to walk it. Even Agnatha, which is probably the largest of the group, it's still a little tight, but it'll open up once you get in there, and you do see there's only like a trickle of water, and it's a lot less than you would expect it, and you do see a little bit of that substance, but not a lot. It's just like down kind of like the center of it.
Okay, that's avoidable. Let's try this. Deneen, her owl is very unhappy with all this. So just for now, you're going into your pocket dimension. So she dismisses her owl.
Okay.
Just for now. She can bring her back.
There are things you don't want her to see.
Yeah. She doesn't have a little owl-shaped hazmat suit, so for now.
How cute would that be?
So what are you? So it's daylight outside, but it's dark inside the tunnel. What are you doing for light?
I can cast light on something.
Okay.
Put it on my bowler hat.
I'm gonna light up your bowler hat.
Yes.
Oh yeah, we could put. Yes, I can cast a cantrip light on my hat.
There you go. So we can
You're
both do
taller than
it.
me, so that's probably
So-
a good idea.
Dear boss, it's super dark in here. Please help. Thanks. XXOO Deneen.
What was that?
I was talking to my boss. You know, my god.
She does that sometimes.
And
I
that
have one
and that
too.
works for you. That's really.
I have one too. Oh yeah, it's like
We
when
really
I joined.
need to talk more. That's very interesting to me.
I want to know more about like being a real cleric.
I wouldn't call you a not real cleric. I mean, you clearly have a very good relationship with your deity or your boss.
Oh yeah. You know, when I joined his gang, it was probably the best move in my whole life. I mean, other than joining you gals
When you joined his gang.
and marrying Alarian and getting out of Ryler. There's a lot of good things lately.
He joined his gang. Okay.
It's all coming up.
It's an analogy, you know. It's not like I joined a church. I didn't.
What? You didn't what?
I didn't like walk up to a church and get all formally trained or anything. I was
Dave,
just
can I
like,
use
hey,
glass
maybe
as
we
a
can
prop?
cut a deal.
What do you want to do, Sam?
I want to use a flask as a prop so that every time I'm drinking, it's because I'm like bleeding from my ears.
Too much theology. So what
Yeah.
are you guys gonna do for a marching order?
I'll
Well,
go first. If
Deneen
that's
knows
on-
where she's going.
Oh yeah, no, Deneen should definitely go first. I just, was thinking if there was something dangerous up ahead, I brought you here.
Yeah.
So I probably should get blasted, but you know where you're going, so you could be safer about it, and then nobody gets blasted.
She remembers like the section of town that we found this basement in underneath what was his name? Oh, I can't remember.
So the
The
great
sorcerer's basement.
Bellini.
Bellini.
That's it.
Yeah, that's it.
Beldini. That's pretty close.
I was like, whatever.
And his sharp little friend Olive. Yes.
Poor Olive.
I
Hey,
still have her mask.
she had that coming. So yeah, I'll slink along and figure out which way to go.
All right. What about the rest of you?
Yeah, I'm following her.
Nope.
Well, it's it's almost it's a cylinder going in. So
Okay.
like Agnetha could probably if she extended all of her limbs like touch all walls all the way around. So going in, it's a little bit tight, and it's going to be about 20 feet like this.
Yeah, I'm like 6 feet tall.
So
And, like,
so who's going to take up the rear? Got Deneen in the front.
I'll probably be in the rear.
Okay. I'm okay with this too.
Okay.
Gotta protect. McKenna, you should be in the middle.
Deneen will do the mom arm thing and like put her arm out to
The
keep
mom.
her behind her.
Yes. No.
Then
She's-
again,
She's the same height as my daughter. It's very confusing sometimes.
okay.
Actually, Fane might be taller now. It's
I
been
know.
2 years.
I know you mean it affectionately, so I'm not offended.
Deneen doesn't realize she's doing it.
So you slink along this giant pipe essentially, and as you travel that waxy substance, we're gonna have to give it a name at some point, gets a little thicker, a little it's still just down the center. It's only like when you first get in there, it's like 6 inches, almost like a trickle, and then it widens to 12 inches to 18 inches, but it seems to stay there, and like you can kind of like straddle it and not touch it, and there's like a little bit of water mixed in. a lot less than you would suspect. But then again, the plumbing in the city is probably not what it used to be, with everyone having left.
And it wasn't exactly great before.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
And this is
I just look at this stuff and I say, nobody touch nothing.
and this is where you're from.
Well, not right here.
What?
It's pretty much the same
Not
thing.
in the
That's all
sewer, like.
No, I haven't slept in a sewer in decades.
Okay.
Oh, that was like 5 years ago, guys.
So as
It was a dark time.
Clearly remember that.
as you get to the end of the pipe, what's up ahead of you is basically there's a basin, a channel, and there's a ledge to either side, and it is about 5 feet up above from where you're at, and you can see that someone has actually dammed up this section, and which Deneen is familiar with this. This was actually done by the smugglers, so it keeps the water high, but after it hits a certain point, it kind of washes over. But it would allow the smugglers to kind of come in and out, and there's also a mechanism to lower it. But whoever came through here last was probably in a hurry and probably did not bother. So there is ladders to either sides, or really just steel rungs, just embedded right in the wall. There's one for each foot, so it's only 5 foot high. So there is 4 of them. And you can either go up to the right or to the left, and basically like 10 feet away from you is that dammed up section, and you can see just a little bit of water that's kind of like just trickling over, along with some of that weird chaos sludge that's just everywhere.
Ugh. I bet it smells great too.
And yeah, it does smell like a sewer.
What a bummer.
Ooh. I'm going to pull out that little tin of stuff that we got for the
I was just
troglodytes.
thinking that too. Yes, we can use that.
Haley,
Yeah.
put some of this under your nose.
Okay.
It's magic.
So
That's a good plan.
what's it look like? Is it just like
It's like sort of a cream.
okay?
Vaseline.
Then
Yeah.
I smell it like
You,
and then-
it,
As
No,
soon
you
as
don't
you
smell
do
it.
that,
It's-
you don't smell anything.
it
really,
your
or is
sense
it
of
like I
smell
don't
just
smell anything
vanishes.
because I've just burned out all my sensory in my nose, or is it like it's just like awesome, complete disregard for scent?
Your sense of smell is gone.
Awesome. I'm just like putting it.
It'll come back eventually, but like
Yeah.
I'm like getting in like the real like the nooks, like.
Yeah.
So
Agnetha comes up behind you and whispers in your ear, "That was sheep taint."
What?
Agnetha.
it's a delicacy among her people. So the ledges are only 5 foot wide. I mean, it's plenty for a person to walk on, but you guys will be single file, or you could you could spread out, because the ledge is on either side, and it's only 10 feet across. So someone like Agnetha or Deneen could probably leap it, if need be. Might be tougher for Kenna or Hallie.
I could always climb on up and bring a rope and make it easier for them.
Well, they're wrong, so it's a ladder.
Oh, okay. Well, that's...
It's just a matter of whether you guys want to go all on the same side or you want to spread out.
Given that our illustrious tiefling is not here, I'm gonna climb up and sit on Agnetha's backpack.
I can fly up.
Ooh.
Yeah, but I think
only if you're raging.
only when
The
you're
last
raging.
time you did that, you almost got yourself killed.
Like rules as written, and small creatures just use medium creatures as mounts. Isn't that a thing?
Yes.
I could carry you easily.
So,
Yeah.
so yes, I'm just gonna sit on Agnetha's back.
Yes, she could. She's technically your uncontrolled mount.
You
I'm going to leap like a graceful jaguar with you on my back.
you are a blaster master. That's basically it.
I like it.
So the question is, everyone on the same side, or are you guys splitting it?
Let's stick together for.
Yeah, that's not. Yeah.
Okay, as you kind of get up, climb up there, and you're able to spread your lights out. It's the sewer is a concave shape, semicircle. It is 20 feet across all told. The walls arch, so it is the tallest in the center, which is about 15 feet tall. And the water level here is a little high because of that damming, so it is almost virtually right up to the lip. and there's like a scum of that stuff on top of the water.
Mhm.
And you know, every once in a while, like there's a patch on the wall or even on the floor that you either have to walk across or jump over, on the ceiling. And as you get, you know, the first time you get near it and it's a large section of it, you can actually feel like warmth coming off of it.
Can I try to purify this water?
That's a lot of water.
It is a lot of water.
Okay, so what level should I try to cast that at? It is a first level spell to purify water, so 5-foot radius, all non-magical, so 10 feet range, 5-foot area.
Agatha has to go pee. What do I do with a hazmat suit on?
Well, you know what? Before I try to purify this water, maybe use it.
That is very interesting. That's you know, that is something that Agatha is just going to have to figure out.
Yeah, I thought we talked about this before we left the shed.
Yeah. Like, isn't these are the things you have to discuss beforehand. So
Deneen, the mom, like, now girls, remember to go pee before we leave.
I could just like rage hold my pee.
So you know, if you were to purify water, it would be a small section of it, and then it would just all.
And it would just so this is like huge. You said as soon as we got to a large area of it, I didn't know what a large area meant.
Oh, so okay, so like when you came in this basically off of a pipe.
Right.
And then like 10 feet in front of you, there's basically a wall, a dam that was kind of built up that doesn't really belong there. There's a mechanism up on the right side on the wall and on the left side as well, a lever to open and close it, but whoever left, they just left it open or left it up. And the water is just like at level, so it's just kind of like trickling down.
So it's just pouring in?
Yeah.
It's now that we're in the upper section, the water is like almost up to the walkway, it sounds like.
Okay, never mind.
Yeah, it's 20 feet
I thought
wide.
It was just like a stationary, like we're just, you know, like when you're just tromping through the. Okay, I got it.
I wonder now that we're up here if we should pull the thing so that this kind of drains out.
Or something worse could happen.
Yeah, but there could be something living in it. And we're right next to it.
I'm not going skinny different, that's for sure.
Like, if we let the water out, maybe...
Maybe that's Stanley's new home.
He was floating in the air last time we met him.
It would definitely probably lower the level. It'd take a little bit of time, but it would definitely would.
At least we'd get a little forewarning if something decided to pop out of the water and eat it.
So I wanna get the pipes that dropped a couple weeks ago out and attempt to expend a charge of them to summon a swarm of rats, because it will only work if there are enough rats within like a certain radius, and that is going to tell us whether or not rats still live here.
What if it brings us crazy mutant woman eating rats?
Oh my god! Just ones that are really, really like women.
Specifically.
Yeah.
Well, I couldn't say man eating, so
I will shove you forward first.
Hey,
You'd say
that's a good job
people eating
earlier, and now you're sacrificing us to rats.
I mean, no, if I do that, they should theoretically still be under my control, even if they're mutant.
I'm not sure Deneen even knows what this thing does. She just looks down to the pipes like, new pipes.
Well, yeah, they were in the, I don't actually remember which loot drop this is. It might have been in the Frost Giant trunk. It might have been a different thing entirely. I don't remember where we got them. I just remember getting them and thinking, oh, that's really funny. I want these.
So is that what you're going to attempt to do?
Yeah. Yeah, that's what I'm going to attempt to do. I'm going to attempt to summon rats to see if anything still lives down here, or if it's a lost cause.
And shall I turn the drain on while we're at it?
Yeah.
Just so it'll go?
Yeah, I think so.
Mm-hmm.
I'm
start cranking that thing on the side we're on.
So, I guess, so are you attuned to your pipes?
Yes, that's why I wasn't attuned to the other brooch.
Okay. All right, so you begin playing, and it takes a little bit of time, but you begin to hear skittering.
Okay.
I'm so excited.
And you hear skittering, and in the distance you can see like something giving off that luminescent greenish with the yellow veins light. It's not enough to see by, but in the dark you can see it fairly well. And it's almost like this stuff that's all over the place is kind of moving in your direction, and almost like like a carpet. And then then into the light starts to appear these rats. Well, what you believe were once rats, but now they are like coated in this stuff. This waxy substance, and it's really hard to see where the chaos sludge starts and the rat ends.
Oh, they're ooze rats.
They are kind of oozy. Like if you watch them, their body kind of undulates in an unnatural way. They kind of like scamper and scurry and like wriggle at the same time as they move. So
they're like grotesque giant gummy bears.
I would say maggot, but sure. And they're misshapen. Some of them have too many legs, and some of them are kind of elongated, and some of them look like kind of like roly-poly fat blobs.
My hopes of finding Master Splinter down here just went up by like 10%.
Oh my god.
Congratulations on your new friends, Kenna.
Oh my god, they're so cute.
Yeah, I'm thinking dinner, anyone?
No,
ooh, I wouldn't eat that.
No, you don't want to eat those.
Not just because I think they're cute this time.
But yeah, and their flesh just kind of like writhes in kind of disturbing fashions. And Kenna definitely has a weird sense of what's cute.
Do they appear to be in pain?
Mm-hmm.
You're not going to be a humanitarian this time.
When if you look into their eyes, their beady little eyes, and the eyes they kind of glow with this yellowish light to them. You can see like an intelligence there, a malevolence that you wouldn't expect.
Oh,
so they're friendly, right?
I might have made a mistake.
Sure.
Yeah, go try to pet one.
No.
And they kind of like they're not being hostile towards you, but every once in a while they look at one of your companions and let out a little bark or hiss. And when they do, you just see like the saliva, the drool strands in their mouths, except for it's that like gooey substance.
I get some like jerky out of my bag and like start feeding it to them as we pass.
All right, we'll let Kenna do her thing.
Well, it's good to know that they have a taste for flesh.
Oh no, rats are naturally carnivorous. Did you not know that?
Oh boy.
I've had a rat. I've had a pet mouse for over 200 years now. So yes, I know. We're omnivores, really.
Inside 2 minutes. This is a thing. Like...
They eat pretty much everything. But yes. One time, Miss Frisbee, the 63rd, and I lived off of a shoe for almost a week.
They really
I'm sorry.
They really like Girl Scout cookies. True story.
You could throw them your honey candy and see what they think of that.
No. Not this time.
So what are you doing now? You've gathered these rats to you.
I thought she was just kind of like throwing it as she walked by, not like trying to collect them.
I'm not trying to collect the rats. I just wanted to see if they were here.
And that gave her something to do while I was opening this sluice gate here.
I have 2 more charges. If we end up needing them, I'll call them back to us, but they're free to go if they want.
Okay, so they begin to disperse a little bit, but they seem to be watching from the distance now.
That's okay, as long as they're not.
Well, now they know we have food, Kenna.
Yes, they know your food, exactly.
Well,
I'm pretty sure
let's keep going. How about it? Let's let's go find this place that we were in before.
So, you guys travel for a little while. I mean, you need to make it to the other end of the city, essentially, before you begin hearing. There's some, like, offshoot tunnels or sewers that you probably just blow by because Deneen, being very familiar with Ryler, knows that they're not going to take you where you want to go unless you're looking to go topside.
I guess does my double speed in cities thing work in the sewers?
Yeah, I would say so. You can,
I know shortcuts anyway. It's helping me get through the sewers, let's say.
That might actually be one of your shortcuts.
Yeah, right. Exactly.
But, after a little while, you begin to hear the sound of water rushing. And, Deneen knows what's coming. There's a large circular chamber with pipes coming at all different levels out of the walls, draining water. But even as you approach, it's not draining as much water as you would have expected or anticipated, just because people aren't using water in the city. But the chamber itself is 20 foot in diameter, and it's a steep drop. Looking down, you barely make out the water roiling below with your light spells. So putting it, probably, I believe light spell is 20 foot. But
something like that.
Again, you can see the chaos sludge kind of like floating on the top, like algae.
So Deneen's been doing the tour guide thing, like as we go through.
Yeah, I'm completely into it too.
So this is one of the many tunnels in the city that, the various gangs that control this territory bribed the city planners to construct it at too shallow of a grade so that there would be less drainage through here for smuggling purposes, which makes these tunnels drier. But then we get to here and it's a little different. Not much we can do about this one.
Yeah, and you actually, like, the ledges are a little bit more narrow here. About half as wide, and the pipes actually come out above the ledge, and so you're literally like kind of walking beneath these sewer waterfalls.
Yeah, hoods up, everybody.
Okay.
And it's kind of loud. You can't really see the ceiling in here as you begin moving through. Kenna, you've got the highest passive perception, right?
She's 23 and I'm 22.
Yes.
So, yeah, that's what I thought. So, the two of you think you hear movement just outside the light.
Kenna.
Oh. Yeah, I hear it.
You remember those weird ceiling things that fell on us? Do you remember those?
Oh. Yeah, I do.
I kind of wonder, because it's real dark up there.
Yeah. Hopefully that's not what that is. But we took them before, kind of.
Let's just keep going.
Yep.
Get through here. Let's just get through here. Nothing to worry about.
Okay.
Give me a perception check, Jen.
26.
26. Oh, yes, absolutely.
I conveniently can't roll below a 22.
What you see is you actually see pieces of that stuff on the wall kind of detaching itself.
Ooh! Slime alert.
And
the slime's moving.
It kind of looks like it almost looks like paper made out of stuff because it's kind of like thin and it's flapping, and that's when you notice that it's also got like almost stick-like legs or protrusions coming off of a thicker piece of mass.
When do I finally see this?
Is it flying or?
Oh yeah, it's kind of like detaching itself from the wall, and so it's fluttering down in your direction, and there seems to be a lot of it.
Look out for the stuff. Time to find out if it's flammable.
What? What is happening?
There's these things flying or fluttering or crawling down here. The slime is alive, and I think it's going to eat us.
And you kind of, as it hits the light, you can see it seems to be completely made up of this substance, and they almost look like triangles, but with these insect-like legs and little tiny heads with beady eyes, and almost looks like a mosquito-like beak.
Ew. Yeah, Agnetha's gonna start raging.
Fireball.
And get ready to kill some things.
Deneen, there's nowhere to hide here. She will just stay near her friends and get ready to stab some things, I guess.
Okay. Well, there's like dozens of them.
Oh, God. Well,
dozens of them?
Cannot. You've got that fireball thing.
I do have that fireball thing. I also have a lightning thing, but I'm scared of lightning, so I'm not going to use that unless I really have to.
You're scared of lightning, or Ken is scared of lightning?
Ken is scared of lightning.
Okay, so if you wish to do that, you got a little bit of time before they get to you.
Should I bless us? Do you bless us?
Yeah.
Okay. Dear boss, please help us out. This is really going to suck. Thanks.
Thanks.
All right. You three are blessed.
Okay, so kind of let loose with your fireball.
Yes. Hold on, I'm grabbing.
What do we get for being blessed?
Window.
You get plus 1d4 on saves and attacks.
So that would be 31. If they pass their save, they take half.
Okay, so you're all temporarily blinded as fire blossoms in the darkness and just engulfs the upper portion of this cylinder-like chamber you guys are in. And
nice.
It just begins burning away all of that waxy substance, and you hear these things shriek as they are engulfed by flame and just begin to rain flaming bits down from above.
At least they're flammable. This is good. We need to start carrying torches here.
I put my shield over my head and also Agnetha's head because I'm still sitting on her backpack to use as a makeshift umbrella.
And
nice.
And one of them must have been just barely on the edge of the fireball because it lands in front of you, Deneen, and just kind of plop and just like splats. And it is like, someone just took a pile of goo or maybe excrement and it just the way, or mud, the way, it just like kind of plops down in front of you. And, it wriggles a couple times. Its head looks up at you. It shrieks, and then it just...
Oh, my God.
Yeah, let's stab the hell out of it.
Okay.
I think I'm going to do.
So you start stabbing it, but then you realize it was probably just in its death throes.
I'm stabbing it just in case.
There you go.
Tink, 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 tink. Yeah. Okay, I think it's dead.
So you guys, after you're able to continue kind of around the chamber where it goes on for a bit, and until you finally come to an intersection where you're going to have to head east, deeper into the city. And again, like as you do, like the thickness of the substance seems to increase, and in some places it almost looks like spider webs on the walls, the way it's like stretched out.
Should I swap out one of my daggers for a torch since we know this stuff is flammable?
Yes.
Got a torch? Definitely just
I'm gonna
fire.
Light this up and just have a torch and my dagger in the other hand.
Be like fire.
And your blessing probably runs out.
Okay.
I've like got one arm around Agnetha's forehead as I'm hugging her face.
Thanks,
For some
boss.
reason, I imagine like the way Babu, or what's it, Babu, like hugs Aladdin's face.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, except I'm not covering your eyes. I've just got one small arm around your forehead.
It's a halfling helm.
Yeah.
Did you attune to that? That's the question.
Oh, Eon.
Kenna,
too.
she's always in tune.
Ooh.
Bard jokes.
Yeah.
Very good. That was. You are so good at those. Jen.
Where's your cards at?
I'll make a note of it.
Oh, they're right here.
Oh,
You've got
you
the
just
measure.
keep going.
You've got the measure of me. It's a sharp wit.
Oh wow.
You got a 1.
10, right?
Damn, girl.
Oh, 1.
Damn.
There you go. That's
It's
what
10.
I'm looking for.
I forget my
10. There you go.
Victory.
So
That's awesome.
Well, I'm glad I'm not barred from making puns.
there is definitely some creatures that you guys are able to circumnavigate and work your way around between the keen senses of Deneen and Kenna, where these things are kind of like shambling and not particularly quiet. You know, you hear them far before you see them and making this like moaning sound, and they just look vaguely humanoid. Their legs, in some cases, the legs don't even split. It's almost like they're standing upright, almost like this, like a cylinder or a pillar, and you can see the arms, and this stuff is just dripping off of them. And you know, if you ever see their faces in the distance, it's like, you know, they have these strands, you know, in their mouths of this stuff that's like going back and forth, and they just kind of like slide along the floor.
So Kenna, not to be pessimistic, but if we happen to get to Stanley and he's been infested by evil otherworldly ooze, we're not sticking around to get stuck.
No, it totally depends on how lucid he is, though. We'll play it by ear. If he's totally beyond help,
We'll send you in first
to put him out of his misery.
Give-
I'll go in first. I will gladly go in first.
Give
This is my
me
circus.
a knowledge arcana check.
Well, can we use you as bait?
I'm not sure who you're talking to, but Deneen 100% got a 3.
Yeah, well, we have the bard. I figured that the rogue and the barbarian aren't likely.
6.
Nice, Ellie.
Nice.
Do you have knowledge arcana?
I do. I didn't know if you wanted me to try to make anything or not.
Yeah, just you and Kenna.
No modifier. 6.
Nice. All right. I just wanted to see if you guys knew anything about beholders, and so you know exactly what Kenna has told you guys. Apparently, they're super awesome and great guys.
He
and
did
gals.
tell us that he was thinking of disintegrating us, but then he didn't.
That is true.
So we know he can do that much. If he's telling the truth.
And he can fly around. You've seen him do that, and you've seen him move things
Right.
without touching them. So okay, so you guys continue on, and are you guys at this point? The water is again. It's even lower. It's down. It's been going down. One, because you released it, but two, also because of the drain basin that you guys kind of traveled through.
Mm-hmm.
And also there is more of that stuff that's just kind of like floating around and patches here and there.
I'll just torch those as needed.
Okay, so yeah, some of them are definitely too big to torch, especially ones that are kind of like in the channel itself. So you guys are getting close to where the secret the secret tunnel is to actually get out of the sewers and to where to take you in the direction of Stanley himself.
Okay, I think he's this way.
Hey, Deneen, is this like? This is familiar to you? Like all of this ooze and goo and
Well, the ooze is all new. The city was destroyed.
So
like 2 years ago by a giant chaos storm and a huge monster. So this is
that when you left?
I was conveniently gone before then. But a bunch of the refugees came to our town and we heard all about it from them. And then at one point I sent my owl up there to take a look and then she reported back. So we knew this ooze would be here. But I don't know anything about it. It just looks bad.
Yeah, and you've seen like the creatures moving around and they seem rather mindless in nature. Can Kenna and Agnetha give me strength saving throws?
Oh.
Come on, ladies. I know Agnetha's gonna make it.
12.
12. Okay. And I believe Agnetha can rage as a reaction if you want to.
Yes. And I can also just like permanently rage now without getting tired, basically. So that's good.
Oh, good.
So, which means you can make the saving throw at advantage. I believe you get advantage on your strength saves when you're raging.
Which the first roll that I made was a 29.
Well, yeah, you're good. So basically, a pile of this stuff just kind of stands up and engulfs the both of you. Agnetha gets kind of pushed forward and into Hallie, and the two of you, Hallie, you feel Agnetha slam into the back of you, and Deneen hears a commotion going on behind her. And so you're both going to take 12 points of damage, and Agnetha, when you kind of like as you get pushed and you turn and look, the first thing you notice is the weight on your shoulders is gone.
Yeah.
Oh no.
Sounds about right.
And halfling feet are sticking out of this mass.
It's
that
like
is now standing up.
A mass of evil scrambled eggs.
Yeah, pretty
what
much.
I'm more scared of than thunder being dissolved inside an ooze.
Yeah, and like Kenna's feet are kind of like sticking out as this thing rears up, and it's it looks like just like a wave of this stuff with its arms waving in the air, and now you can see like dark spots that kind of look like eyes, and it's got a maw, and that stuff is just like strands. It looks like strands of like ick drool. And
pizza cheese.
Yeah, Pizza the Hut, as it silently kind of like roars in your direction. Why don't you guys give me an initiative?
Oh girl.
16.
13.
6.
15.
All right, so 16s and 13s were the highs, and a 6. And so this critter is going to surge forward. And Kenna, you are going to take another 12 points of damage as you're just being kind of pummeled inside of this thing and crushed. And it is going to take a couple swings at Agnetha because it seems to be right in front. Oh, son of a... So Agnetha, you easily just duck out of the way or get your glaive up and parry away this creature's arms. Just kind of slap it out of the way. But give me another strength check as it tries to rush right into you once again.
Jesus.
19.
Easily, you kind of hold it back with your glaive and keeps it away from Hallie that's behind you. So 16 is up.
So this thing actually, like when it touches me, it doesn't like slime through me. It's actually like forceful.
Yeah, it's solid.
It's solid.
Yes.
And is this where Kenna is inside of this one? Like inside of it?
Yes, she is.
Okay, so it just hit me and she's inside of it. I'm going to duck under the hit and then charge in with my body like full speed to just sort of grab Kenna and hopefully like force myself out the other side.
Whoa. Okay.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, like.
Yeah, just kind of dive into the nasty thing.
Like, I think her character is crazy, but she's so brave.
That's a word.
Give me an athletics check.
Okay, I was like, I don't really know what I'm supposed to do for that though. Oh, that's right. Okay, hold on. So 20.
20? I don't know if you guys can see that number there.
No, actually, it looks like a 1.
So you, I'm going to say you can actually do it. You grab Kenna and you can pull her out. You're going to take 17 points of damage for your trouble, but it doesn't actually work the way you want. Oh. And give me a dexterity saving throw, DC 15.
Come
on. 12.
Okay, so you do, but you fall sideways as you grab her, and both of you go into the center of the channel, and you're standing probably just underneath your chest in this water, and you're kind of like holding Kenna up out of the water.
Okay. Okay, yeah.
And so that's like your action. You still have a move and bonus.
Okay, so with my movement, I'm going to just try to get us both up and out of the channel so that we're not inside of it. And I'm going to sort of toss Kenna to the driest, to safest corner, like gently, not like throw her, but like push her away from any other danger.
So, okay, so your options are back up on the ledge where the monster is and the rest of your companions, or on the other side?
On the other side.
Okay. All right, Deneen.
So Kenna is no longer embedded in this thing.
Nope.
I'm gonna uncork a vial of oil and dump it all over this thing and light it up.
Okay, so you begin uncorking a vial of oil, and you instantly you sense movement off, just behind you. And these piles of goo are separating themselves from the wall.
Oh, that's not good.
But more oil.
I've got more oil, but I can only do one at a time.
They look like little versions of this thing.
Well, this thing is the big one, the big bad. Let's light it up anyway.
Okay. So you're gonna so you hit it with the oil.
Yeah.
Okay, make an attack roll.
26.
Yeah, not a problem.
And then she'll light it up with her torch.
Okay, so make swipe at it with your torch. You're gonna have to kind of move, swing around Hallie. It's gonna be a little. You might actually have to throw the torch.
If I have to, I will.
Okay. All right, so you chuck the torch.
Yeah. It's big. Should work.
It is big. So give me an attack roll.
14.
A 14. All right, so the torch goes end over end towards this monstrosity. And it goes to swat it out of the air and actually just manages to almost like it hits it and ignites the oil. So you can roll a die 6 for the torch and the oil. But then you can
So 2d6.
Yeah, roll 2d6, and you can actually roll your sneak attack damage.
Oh well, that's 43.
Wow, 43.
Yes, get it.
Janine oils the heck out of this thing.
So
And then 2d6 comes to 6.
okay, so 49 points of damage. This thing is blazing in front of you,
I'm sure glad I can't smell this.
and
Oh, I forgot that we can't smell any of this stuff. That's amazing.
I'm not incited anymore.
and then give me 2
Right.
dexterity saving throws.
That's my speciality. 31
Yeah.
and 27.
All right, so the critters that just attach themselves from the wall, the mini-me's to this monster, they vomit in your direction, and you just kind of like dance around as if it was nothing.
Oh God, yes.
It's just like the bar's topside.
Yeah. And then Megan, you are up. Hopefully.
Oh,
So she's on the ledge on the opposite side.
Yes,
All right.
Megan's broken.
Oh no, did she break?
a little bit, just a little bit.
Ooh.
I
Come back
wondered
to us,
what-
Kenna. She's stunned clearly by her terrible experience.
She was coming back there for a second.
I just want to exist.
I can hear her.
Yeah. Try cutting your video. It will be less internet intensive for
Okay.
you.
Okay, and you hear me now?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I hear you off in the darkness, Kenna.
And with the farts and it like echoes out.
So yeah. I have been informed that I have been gotten out of the ooze, so I want to see what the yellow rune does now.
Oh, the yellow rune.
Oh, yeah. We're all right here.
Let's-
What could possibly go wrong?
Let's experiment.
I can to 6 targets with the other 2. There's no reason why I wouldn't be able to ignore 6 targets with this one.
So when you do that, a yellowish light streaks forward from your sword and hits it with the blight spell.
Ooh.
Ooh.
So it has been thoroughly blighted, which is just going to be
jolly.
a bunch of damage.
Good stuff. Good stuff.
And I will look that up real quick on D&D Beyond. So I believe, I'm pretty sure it's going to have to make a con save, which I rolled a 19, so it is going to pass. It's going to take half damage. It is not a plant. So 8d8 necrotic damage.
Nice.
Oh. No, Kenna.
Did we lose her?
Yeah, we're apparently having a bad internet day.
You want me to roll 8d8?
Yeah, that'll work.
Happened last time for some reason. We've been having bad.
43?
Oh, nice.
Hey, that's pretty good.
43.
Oh, I forgot to add my freaking D4. Was it?
No, that's gone.
That was
Oh.
gone, yeah.
That only lasts a minute.
Good. Okay.
Thanks anyway, boss.
So this thing has got holes punched in it. It's flaming. And Hallie is up.
Okay, so tell me what do I see? I just see one thing that's like completely on fire and flailing. How many things do I see exactly?
You see 3. There's 2 of these mini creatures that look like it that kind of detach themselves for the wall, and they just tried vomiting on Deneen. And kind of like that's what you kind of like glance over your side when you hear this sound.
Okay.
And
See
Danine's
Deneen
dancing,
dancing.
apparently.
Yeah.
To the death.
Okay, so we know fireworks on these little suckers pretty good.
Yes.
Okay, I am going to cast Firestorm.
Oh, snap.
Firestorm. You have this?
I do.
Hey.
I do.
So you would technically be able to do a U if you wanted to, because they're 5-foot squares, right?
Right. I just popped it up there in the group chat that we use, so you could read the stats on it. In case
I'm familiar with it. So you're able to.
'Cause I'm not.
Yeah, you're able to hit the
Sounds
creature.
awesome.
You're able to hit the creature with it, and then kind of like make a U into the channel.
Okay.
Where the sewage would go, and then kind of pop back in on the other side to hit the two creatures. So you can roll your damage.
All right.
I think I get to make some dex saving throws.
All right. Let's see. Where's my 10? Okay. And roll 38.
All right. So 38. What is your DC?
What was the question? I'm sorry.
What is your DC? What is the save DC?
Oh, it's that's a great question. I don't know.
It's your wisdom modifier +8 plus your proficiency bonus.
It's not like just. I thought it would be like just a great stat. Boom! At my D&D Beyond.
It is somewhere. It's where your spells
I just
are.
can't find it.
So, what is your wisdom?
Okay, so my wisdom is a +9. My modifier's 4 for that. So I got a 4 mod on that. And what was the next
12. It should be a 17. So the two small ones just get incinerated.
Okay.
The bigger one is able to kind of like dance around a little bit. And what was your total damage?
38.
38. So it will only take 19. And it's screaming as it's on fire, and you can actually, because of the oil, you can actually roll an extra die 6.
Yes.
But
nice and flammable.
yeah, but the other two little ones, they instantly left like nothing behind.
3.
Okay. So a total of 22 points of damage. An additional. So this thing is taking a lot of damage, and it is blazing right now. With that, it's its turn.
Oh, I love high levels on this stuff. Yeah.
And
never get to play this high. Ugh.
Hallie needs to make a strength check as it rushes towards you, and it is on fire.
Shoot. Oh. A strength check?
Yes, a strength saving throw.
Okay.
It's probably trying to engulf you like it got
I'm like,
kinda...
what? I'm trying to figure out why I need to make a strength check. I don't have a modifier for that, but I got a 17.
Okay, so you are not engulfed, but you take 14 points of bludgeoning damage as it kind of slams into you, and then 2 points of fire damage.
Oh, man.
As it's on fire. Well, I don't think you have to say sorry, because she like lit it up a lot too.
That's okay.
We're all lighting it up.
I'm still not dead.
And it's going to swipe its arms at you, but it seems to be really distracted with all the fire that it's on, and slams into the wall above your head twice. Splat, splat. Dripping, hot ooze on you. You don't take damage, but you do feel it.
Ugh, okay.
And then with that, top of the order, Agnetha, you're kind of standing behind it. It's between you and Hallie at this point.
Agnetha.
And you're muted.
Oh.
Sam,
you're muted.
Oh, sorry. There we go. Thank you. Okay. I had a question.
Mm-hmm.
If I used my magical glaive to cast that like wall of like thorns, would that make the fire better?
It would be very problematic because you would have to make a wall that will probably clog up this tunnel for the most part.
Yeah, you might get
We
trapped.
could stop the others from coming our way if I blocked them. And if they tried to come through, they'd either have thorns or
they're all over the place.
Yeah.
So
They're probably in front of us too.
We couldn't like block some of them from coming our way. Could I do that at all?
Well, right now you don't see any other enemies but this one, and it seems to be. There's like lots of holes that have been burned through it now, and it seems to be damaged a lot.
Yeah. Okay. If I attack it, am I gonna get burned or badly? Or, I mean.
You have a glaive with a 10-foot reach. You're fine.
Okay. So I'm just gonna reckless attack him then, and I'm still raging, so I'm going to do that with my glaive.
Are you going to take the negative to do more damage?
Yeah.
Okay. Then have at thee.
Okay. Okay, so that would be a 20 to attack.
Oh, yeah, absolutely hits. 30-20.
Okay, so let's see. Okay, that's what it was. Okay, here we go. So, and then 15 damage on that attack. So it's half of that then, right? The damage is actually half, or is that once I roll? Is that once I roll damage twice?
No. There's damages in it. Wouldn't be half. It's normal damage.
Oh, I thought the reckless attack cut my. Oh, that was the opportunity attack on the next roll. That's what it was. He gets the advantage. Okay, so that was my first attack. I still get another one, right?
Yes.
So 16.
That will hit.
And then 9 damage. Plus something. What else? What do I add to that?
Your rage damage and your for taking the minus, you get a plus 10. Plus your strength.
So it's actually 23.
So you spin your glaive back and forth in like a figure 8, and you just kind of bisect this thing twice.
Nice.
As it kind of like sloughs away, sloshing upon the walls, and then oozing into the center, into the channel, and it kind of like floats there, kind of burning for a little bit, and then slowly goes out.
Nice.
Woohoo!
Go glaive of destruction. Ugh. I would think the gods of destruction, but I don't believe in gods, so I cheer on my glaive.
Good job.
Yeah, there's now this section of the tunnel has been kind of cleaned away of a lot of that goop between the firestorm and the oil.
How's Kenna doing?
She's a little wounded, but not much. I think she took like 24.
You can smell that.
Well, that's true.
Right?
You can't smell it.
Good thing too.
Yeah.
I'm sure there's like roiling black smoke, horrible smoke.
Well, on the edges too, where this stuff was like not directly in the line of fire, it's just kind of like melting and oozing now. So it really is like running like slime or melted wax.
Oh, lovely. And I thought Ryler was awful before.
Yeah. Do we have you back, Megan?
Yes. Yeah,
Okay.
I think so. It seems fairly steady.
We killed it,
So-
Kenna.
Oh, good.
The beast is dead.
You would have come back over from the other ledge?
I didn't realize on the other ledge, so yeah.
Yeah, Agnetha put you down on the far side.
Oh, thank you,
Since
Agnetha.
this thing was on our side attacking us.
And
No
thank
one
you for
touches
getting me
my
out of the
halfling.
ooze. I vaguely heard that. like Kenna probably got hit in the head when she was rolling around in the ooze and like missed a lot of that.
Well, yeah, actually, for part of it anyway, you wouldn't have been aware of what was going on.
Most importantly, was your bowler hat crushed?
Ooh.
Am I missing my hat now? Is that a thing that happened?
Give me a.
Oh, my camera's being crazy.
Give me a just give me a straight up dex check to see if you're able to manage save the hat.
Hashtag priorities.
Yeah. Fashion.
Hashtag.
15.
Oh, you're good. You managed to save the hat. It's a little dinged up, but you're able to, fix it. So, how are you getting onto this side? It's 10 feet across. You can try run and jump.
Isn't Agnetha still in the water?
No, she's up on the ledge with you guys behind where the creature was.
I'm off my glaive.
Let's see.
Oh, you know what? The glaive actually has a 10-foot reach. You could probably just set it down on the other side and let her walk across it.
Cool, let's do that.
I mean, nice.
That's going to be an acrobatics check, but...
Oh, I have acrobatics. That is one of my skills, so...
You said it's 10 feet?
Yeah, you have a 10-foot reach.
Okay, so I rolled a nat 1, but I'm a halfling, so I can re-roll that. 22.
Oh yeah, you can dance across if you like.
Like show off, like really show yourself off.
She does handstands and walks on her hands across.
Oh my god.
Well, my hands have thumbs, and I'm less likely to fall that way.
Well, that's true.
Very stylish. I'm impressed.
It'd be weird if your feet had thumbs. I'm just saying. So you guys go a little ways and avoid some more hazards. At this point, you guys have all been adventuring for a long time, so you're pretty seasoned. And you find the secret door that you had left behind before to Stanley's domain.
All right. Knock, 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 knock. Hey, Stanley, it's us.
You don't have a secret.
Scarlet Sisterhood.
You
remember?
Well, it's not actually to the chamber where he's at. It's to the section that's like it's kind of outside of the sewers.
Oh, okay.
So it's
outside of the sewers. Oh no, I thought he was underground.
He is underground. You guys are yeah, but it's not part of the sewers.
Oh, that means we have to go up into the horrible slime.
So
this is good.
No, you don't have to go inside.
Ken is with us now, right?
It's tunnels. They're just basically tunnels instead of sewage.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
You don't have to You don't have to worry about the channel anymore. It's just a regular old 10-foot wide hallway.
Should be drier from here on out. This is good.
And you don't see any of the sludge anywhere.
I'm gonna close this door behind us.
The first thing I do is pick up a rock and put it in my bag so I can teleport back here later. And we never have to do that again.
Here's a good idea.
I'm going to cast Mass Cure Wounds.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Which is...
Says Deneen, who was completely uninjured, but still thankful.
That's okay. Everyone needs a little help now and again. You just feel better.
It's refreshing. It's good for my pores,
Let's see. Casting modifier. Oh, plus my heal modifier. So, let me add that in and then do my little fake roll system thing here that I got that doesn't ever do me any good, but... All right. And then my modifier. And so that is 18 plus... I know there's something with my life domain that does pluses.
Oh yeah, it gives you...
It's is it 2 per spell level?
You get Whenever you use this spell of first level or higher to restore hit points, the creature gets additional hit points equal to 2 plus the spell's level.
That's what I thought. Okay, so 2 plus the spell level. So Master.
Because I'm life domain too for my one little tiny spell.
Okay. So 5, 6, 7. So 7 plus 18. Somebody do that math for me.
25.
Do it. That's it. 25 for everybody.
Good. I am fully healed.
Nice.
So that did the trick. One of the things you notice entering this tunnel, it's a lot drier than you remember.
I'm good with this.
Mm-hmm.
Which probably just goes to show that there's less dampness in the sewers as a whole, so it hasn't really been seeping into here. So you guys travel for another 30 minutes or so before you find yourself at the opening to a familiar chamber. Looking in, you can see that it's actually lit compared to the rest of this place. It's been all darkness. There's lights kind of like scintillating off of a chandelier that's hanging from the center of the room. Ooh. There is some like furniture-esque things like giant beanbag type pieces of furniture, as well as shelving all over the place. And you can see that there is fancy patterned rugs laid out on the floor. And floating, in the center of the room, looking expectantly in the direction of the four of you, is Stanley. He's a spherical creature with a bit of a rough and scaly hide, with one large dominating central eye, with 10 stalks that shoot from the top of the sphere, with other eyes. In the center of those stalks is a bowler hat. It would be normal size for one of you ladies, but for him it looks tiny. And he has a huge gaping mouth that takes up, probably half of his mass, full of sharp, pointy teeth.
I immediately... Yeah, same. Stanley, can I hug you? Oh my god, I'm so glad you're okay.
Oh, we had to come check on you. We were so worried when we heard what happened to Ryler.
We were stuck in the Feywild. I'm sorry it took us so long to get back to you. Things have been crazy. Are you all right? What happened down here?
Wait, before you do that, you hear Agnetha in the back corner going, unfucking believable. I can't believe that he's still there with his books and his rugs and his stupid hat.
So when Kenna runs up and hugs him, but it's like one of those giant. It's like hugging one of those giant balls for her. So it's just her like leaning against him and pressing her face into him, putting her arms against him, and he's like, "Well, no one's been here to see me in quite some time. I don't actually know what's been going on. I did hear I did hear and feel some rumblings, but just nothing. Nothing has transpired down here. You said the city's been destroyed?
Yes, the city was destroyed. It's all covered in slime.
There was a chaos storm and a giant monster. Have you had any like creepy slime creatures wander their way in here?
I can't say I have. I mean, it's been rather boring.
Oh, well, I brought you new chapters of The Adventures of Mommy and Friends, and she starts digging through her pack.
Oh,
and I can teleport now, so it won't be as long the next time.
My spelling's a little better now. She hands them over.
Yeah, I haven't seen any slime creatures.
I was kind of hoping you'd been freed when the city got busted up. I'm sad that you're still stuck.
Can he smell us?
Pulling like books out of my bag and setting them up on his shelves.
Dave, does he smell us?
He doesn't actually have a visible nose.
Mm.
He's a beholder and he can't smell things?
He beholds.
He can see the like smell lines coming off of us.
He beholds. Why not?
But no, he does not. He does not have a visible nose. Are you asking him if he can smell you?
Well, we could explain a little bit about the slime if he could smell us.
Well, he might. Yeah, actually, he might see it on your boots. You might be tracking it in.
He's like, "Excuse me, bitches. Those are my nice rugs."
He can disintegrate
I've had those
later.
for like 5,000 years. Or 500 years, I guess, because he's only 1,000 years old, didn't you say? Or is he thousands of years old?
He said he's been down here for like a millennia.
Oh, fabulous. I love
We're
what
still
you're
working
doing.
on that.
So Haley, he's stuck in here with some kind of, what was it, like crystal resonance magic something? What's not? We've been trying and trying to research that, and we got no leads on how to break it.
Hey, Dave, my character, can I do, like, what would she know about beholders?
Not much. That's what that check was for
I wouldn't think
earlier.
so either. I wouldn't think that unless that was like my topic for dissertation. I can't imagine.
You can make a check to know about what Deneen is talking about, though, as far as crystal resonance magic.
Okay. What should I use? My Arcana?
Yeah, Arcana works.
Okay.
Yeah, there are runes on the threshold of the doorway we just came through.
15.
Okay. So, basically, Deneen points out, or maybe Kenna points out, the runes and with the crystals kind of inlaid in them, and if you try to do anything to them, you quickly realize they're pretty much indestructible, and there's nothing you're going to actually physically be able to do to them. You're vaguely aware of it's like magic, but it's not the use of psychic energy, and you easily pick out the runes and the magic that's in there, but you see this other stuff that's been worked into the rune work, the stone work that is not a magic per se, arcane or divine, but a psychic power wielded by mystics.
Okay.
Which are very rare.
Okay. I don't know if that's more or any more valuable to my ladies, but I relay that information as I'm just sort of looking around and I'm sketching it all out in my book.
Yes. Oh, there is, if you wanted to try, you do have, I believe, a 5% chance.
I was looking for that. I know exactly what you're saying, and I wanted to try to use it, but I was looking for how I could try to call my deity to do that. You're talking about, like, to speak with my god or with
divine intervention.
Yeah,
yes.
I was looking for it. I couldn't find it under my features or stats.
I mean, in 5 levels, it's automatic, but.
Okay. Well, see, I don't know these things. I only ever get to play clerics up to level 3 ever, and then it's lather, rinse, repeat.
So meanwhile, Deneen is excitedly telling Stanley, and I have all these cool new spells now, and she's like casting illusions for him, and she says, and I got a pet owl, look, and she like summons Wisdom, who sees this giant monster and goes,
yeah, it's the spiders all over again.
She's terrified. I'm like, oh, sorry, I sent her away again.
So have you had any luck in finding an egress for me?
We're still looking.
We did research it. I wrote about that in your book copy. We haven't found any leads. I don't know if mystics are less common now than they were when you were first trapped or what. I don't know.
But we haven't forgotten you.
I can tell you I haven't seen any. That's for sure.
We would have been back sooner, but we were trapped in the Feywild for like 18 months.
Oh, wow. What did you do with yourself for a year and a half in the Feywild?
It was only a couple of days for us.
Yeah, apparently time passes weirdly when you're on the other planes, and we may have to go back again. So I hope we can. I don't know. We'll figure it out eventually.
He uses one of his eye stalks to make this like head scratching motion, and he kind of
there it is. Sorry.
And he kind of tilts his whole body to the side a little bit in like a thoughtful pose. It's really hard to express yourself when you're a beholder.
10th level. Okay, I was just reading up on divine intervention. All right, I am going to roll for this on my percentile.
So do you want, I'll ask you before you roll, do you want high or do you want low?
This dungeon dice roller sucks, so I'm going to say low. And I'm going to roll.
Okay.
Yes, 3. I'll even screenshot this shit. Yes, 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 yes. I told you this thing sucks, but in a good way.
That's pretty good.
Yes. Oh my god, I gotta screenshot this.
So as you're kind of like
I'm sorry, losing my mind.
you're off to the side examining the runes and contemplating what what mystic is and their powers of use psychic magic, for lack of a better word, or harness psychic energies, and how it was intricately woven with arcane energies.
Okay, so I'm like, this is like we're rehashing me having this conversation about.
And you're and as you do, you begin meditating and praying upon it and calling to your goddess for assistance. In the meantime, Stanley, breaks that pose he was in, and he flips open a chest that he's got off into the side, and opens it up and brings it over, and in it are a bunch of vials.
Ooh.
And he says, well, you should, next time you go, you should take these with you.
What are they?
Next time we go where? Out?
To the
Away?
Feywild. You said about the Feywild. Didn't you say you might have to go back?
Oh yeah.
These would be very useful.
Ooh, thank you. What are they?
They will allow you to come back at the same time you left. Or the same amount of time, I should say.
That would be great.
Fantastic. Thank you so much, Stanley.
Oh, that's wonderful.
You they're not, don't drink them. Whatever you do not drink them. Do not put them on.
So we just bring them with us.
Before you enter the Feywild, you must unstopper them and just hold it open for a moment.
Huh.
And then stopper it and enter the Feywild. Before you come back, just shake them. And
Okay.
as you emerge from the Feywild, just before, don't do it too late or too soon, unstopper it, and it'll bring you back.
Huh.
Okay.
If I could touch time in a bottle. Well, that sounds great. Thank you so much, Stanley.
So, Hallie, you
I posted, Hallie. I posted it in our Facebook chat.
okay? So you basically see these energies woven together, almost like a giant knot.
Okay.
And you reach out with your mind and your body at the same time, grabbing it, and it's almost like you're on autopilot, and you just yank.
Okay.
And it just begins unraveling.
Okay.
And you know.
Am I still like entranced at this point, or?
Yes, you are, but you're kind of brought out of it when you hear it and feel a rumbling.
Oh gosh.
Oh guys, I think I did something, or my goddess did something. I reached out to her and there was a knot, and I pulled it, and we might need to run. I don't know.
Oh gosh. Okay, so I'm gonna ask Stanley if he's willing to go with us and start casting my teleport spell.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, the whole place begins rumbling. There's this. You guys all feel this flash of it's heat, but not like hot, just warmth, almost like a warm air, kind of rush over all of you, and you hear the tinkling of chimes in your mind, as the whole place begins to shake, as if not only did the spell contain Stanley in his prison, but perhaps is even holding this place together.
I grab all these bottles as quick as I can. Fast hands.
Puppy. Sorry.
Chicago. But yeah. Okay, so
I
working
grab
on
the books.
teleporting us back to the boat, because that's where Kath is, and we don't want to leave them like outside of Rylor. Taking Stanley with us if he's willing to come.
Yeah, Stanley, I think my goddess just freed you.
He's not interested in staying in this collapsing room.
Yeah. Sorry about your stuff.
He does look kind of long. He does a longing 360.
At least you have your hat.
At least you have your hat.
He does have his hat.
Sorry. I mean, this dice roller is good for fail rolls.
I like it.
So with that, you guys all are on the ship in the daylight. Ryler is off to the side. There are startled crew persons all around you because you are now standing back on the center of the deck with a beholder with you.
Don't worry, he's our friend. He's our friend.
I'm sure we warned them that what we were going to
Yeah, try to tell everybody that.
Like, illusion him so he doesn't look so beholderish.
That was awesome.
They did know we were coming to visit a beholder. So see, Stanley, look at the city, or what's left of it.
Yeah, that's what happened. I promise you we weren't kidding.
This is fucking crazy.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
So
He's rescued. Haley, your boss is super cool. This is great.
So Stanley looks around super pleased, and this is. I have not tasted the air in so long, and he kind of like sticks out this big giant tongue and like tastes the air like almost like a dog. It feels so good. And then he kind of looks at you and smiles. And I've never owned a ship before.
Oh, great.
Oh, well, this isn't your ship, but you're free now. You can fly, wherever you want here now.
I know I'm free.
We came all this way to rescue you.
And I am super grateful. That's why I'm going to allow you all to serve me.
I knew
told you he was a demon!
We did. We helped you. And now we're going to go do our thing.
And
because like you said, we've got to go back to the free world. And then you go do your thing. And it's all good.
Yes, your new thing, though, is going to be the bask in my glory. And then, like, all of his eyes begin to blaze.
Stanley. Aww.
And that's where we'll wrap things up for tonight.
Every part of my soul was telling me nothing good could come out.
No, every part of my soul is viciously hurting right now. There was always a chance this was going to happen.
Live and learn. Live and learn. I knew it. Now I'm a bitch slave to a beholder.
You know what? No, I kept my word. I do not feel the slightest bit bad about what happens now.
Agatha goes to reach for Kenna's neck.
Okay, no, don't fight me. Fight him.
The best part now is Agnetha and Kath will be able to say, "I told you so."
That's fine. You guys can say
I told you so. I
didn't even think twice.
Gonna moon you and say, "I told you so." The beholder.
I don't even know why Agatha bothers with parents at all. I know why. So it's so she can moon people.
Right.
Otherwise, what's the point, right?
It's more effective that way.
Well, if I'm not at a spa or skinny dipping, I'm wearing a little leather skirt, so gotta do something.
So I want to thank you, ladies, for playing, and thank everyone for watching. And next week we'll resume by rolling initiative to see how Stanley and the crew and the Scarlet Sisterhood make out. So until next time, stay nerdy.
Stay nerdy.
Stay nerdy.
Stay nerdy.